Alright guys, like I said the other night, I told you I'd try to make a video here for setting up a Z390-P motherboard to run more than 4 GPUs. So what I got here, this is my LHR rig. This is running 7 GPUs right now, just from a PSU standpoint. I had 8, but had a PSU issue, and once I just figure out what I'm going to do there, I'll run 8 or 9 on this rig. It's running 4 3060s, 2 3060 Ti's, and 1 70 Ti. You can kind of see in there a little bit. It's just the main PCIe lanes and then 2 of the standard M2 adapters. I do it about as cheap as you can get it, and I've had no issue. I think across my whole rig, my whole farm, I'm running 6 or 8 of these exact M2 adapters, like $7 on Amazon. So what I'm going to do though is I'll go through and show a little bit of what I've got going on and kind of my process here. So I will I'm going to reset the Mobo BIOS on this particular rig and show you what I do to make this Mobo run more than 4 GPUs. So right now it's on high. I'm just showing you the screen here. It's 7 GPUs total right now. It's running Fyro Solo at the moment, and I'm going to kill it and reset the BIOS back to defaults. So 1 second here. And here we go. Go to System Setup. Let's see, go to, it's here, is it? No. Restore defaults, load optimize defaults, yes. That should be F10, save configuration and exit. Yes, so what this is going to do, this is going to restore all of the defaults to the motherboard, and we'll restart from there. And what I expect will happen is with all 7 GPUs still connected, we're not going to be able to boot this PC here. So this rig will not boot once we do this, but here we go. You can see that, and just point it over here so you can see the rig. The rig is off now, and here we're coming back online. So do not expect we'll get a thing here as we try to reboot. Give it about 10 more seconds, and I already know what's going to happen. So just to show you, as you're kind of sitting there stressed out about this, thinking it when you're trying to set it up, but nothing's going to happen here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and kill it. At this point, it's basically locked up, so I've got to actually directly kill the power of the PSUs. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug all but my GPU 0, right? So the first GPU you hooked up to the rig, I'm going to unplug the PCIe lanes from all of the GPUs apart from that one. Alright, now that we're done there, go ahead and I'll restart the here with my power switch, and we're back up. And now I expect that we'll get an opportunity to go into the BIOS here. And yep, F11 to get to the BIOS and confirm enter setup. Pull this back just a bit for you. View perspective. We go to settings. We go here to advanced. First one here, I'm going to go to the PCIe subsystem settings. So for me, and what we were doing earlier, what works best for this particular motherboard is going to Gen 2. So I'm going to change both of those to Gen 2. Some folks have better luck, less luck, different gens, just depending, I think, on GPUs and particularly the motherboard. Obviously, you're going to change the above 4G decoding to enabled. I do not mess with the bar support. Some do, some don't. So go back here. Nothing really here for me to change. Going to the peripherals. Typically, this particular Z390 does not have a lot of the peripheral options, at least that I've seen here, to turn off. I'm currently running 5 total Z390s. 2 of these MSI Gaming Plus Z390Ps and 2 Asus Z390Ps, 1 MSI Z390A. That was only running 6, but it's basically the same changes. So I am going to go ahead and turn off this HD audio controller just because we're not care about audio at all in this. It's a mining rig. Really nothing else here to change. I don't change any of that. Okay, so yeah, so right here at Windows OS configuration, you do absolutely have to change this. So this Windows 10 WHQL support, it's at CSM, you need this to be at UEFI. So go ahead and convert that and go back here, and that's pretty much it from this section. I do like to go to boot, make sure that my boot order is correct, and yeah, so I'm running just a cheap hard disk right now, and make sure that's first order. And from here, that's it. Save and exit. Save changes. Yes. So F10. Save and exit. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let it boot just to make sure we're good. There's not something unforeseen here. Let it boot with 1 GPU. Make sure that Hive comes up and actually starts to operate. And then I'll go ahead and reconnect the rest of the GPUs here. Now, I do this, so, probably like most of you, I'm only getting 1 GPU at a time. I'm not getting 6 of the same card. So, as I get them, I build rigs, and with these particular Mobos, I build that rig, and on the first GPU, I set these settings so I don't have to do it, and I can just keep adding. Yeah, so as you can see here, the Hive came right back up, and we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and kill it now, so that I can reconnect all those other GPUs. And dead. So just going to reconnect all the PCIe lanes to show you exactly how that works. Alright, they're all back in order. And by the way, I know somebody was saying something the other day about, does it matter about where you go in? You can actually see I've got one of the main lanes there. It is still open, and that's just from me having the 8th GPU on it earlier and the power supply is not liking it. So right now I'm running 5 of the mains and 2 through the M2s at the moment, and it could care less, quite honestly. So we will, let's go ahead and fire this bad boy back up, and we'll go. And boom. So now what we should see is a full Hive boot here, and then it should jump straight into mining. CPU is kind of shitty, so it takes a little while to load, to be honest, once you get a number of GPUs on there. I think it's a Celeron. So, and boom, there we go. We're up and we are running 7 GPUs. And at this point, it doesn't make a difference if I'm running 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 GPUs. You know, to be honest, I've tried the PCI, the lane splitters, you know, where they've got the 4 or 6 USBs off of them. I have had 0 success with that. You know, if somebody's got success with that, love to hear about it, because I've got one sitting in a drawer that I can't do a damn thing with. But these M2s are cheap. I buy those for $7 off Amazon, and it's a hell of a setup for an 8 GPU rig, especially if you're running something like Firo, Raven, anything that's running hotter than, you know, ETH or Ergo, that's very memory intensive, not core intensive. They put off a lot of heat, and this one particularly right now, you know, I took the fan off the front of it just for this video, but I've got a box fan sitting in front of this this rig because it gets so hot. These Zotac 60 Ti's really burn it up. But that's it, guys. I appreciate, and we're running now, so I appreciate your time, and that's it. No changes here. We are good to go, and we are back in action. So talk to you soon. See ya.